After the Civil War, the United States was still largely an agricultural nation. By the 1920s, a mere 60 years later, it had become the leading industrial power in the world. This immense industrial boom was due to several factors, including a wealth of natural resources, government support for business, and a growing urban population that provided both cheap labor and markets for new products. Between 1865 and 1920, the economy grew by a factor of 37. This led to greater urbanization. A city was defined at that time as 2,500 people. In 1865, only 25% of Americans lived in cities. In 1920, that number had risen to 52%. This industrial age was a time of many new inventions that changed the way people lived and worked. One of the most prominent inventors was Thomas Edison. He was considered so dumb as a child that he had been taken out of school. But he had severe deafness, and that allowed him to concentrate, and he was always tinkering. He set up an invention factory in New Jersey, and there he created the phonograph, mimeograph, dictaphone, moving picture, and electric light bulb. Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone in 1876, and the typewriter was also invented in 1867. In the early 20th century, Henry Ford revolutionized assembly line modes of production for the automobile, which transformed the industry. His Model T was revolutionary. It was an inexpensive automobile made by skilled workers who earned steady wages. He used a moving assembly line to produce cheap automobiles and introduced a $5 per day wage as a method of keeping the best workers loyal to his company and enabling them to purchase the product. His cars were simple to drive and cheap to repair. By 1918, half the cars in America were Model Ts. And why is this significant? Well, because more people could afford vehicles. That meant increased mobility for Americans across the board.